Evaluation question 4. Who will be the audience for your media product? Target audience is a particular group at which products such as a film is aimed at. In the film industry, recognizing and appealing to your target audience is incredibly important. It's essential as ultimately they will be the type of people that will go out in their own way to go watch your film. They will go buy tickets to improve your success of your film. Your target audience needs to be able to relate and engage with content, as if they don't relate or engage with content, they won't be interested or intrigued enough to continue watching your film. So recognizing your target audience earlier on in the pre-production is essential as it will determine the content of your film. This doesn't mean that it will change your storyboard or change your footage. It just means that if you have a much younger audience, you use less graphic or violent content. You use much more colorful, upbeat, happy content to attract them. Thus, you can see that how target audience has a huge impact on the success of a film. For our title sequence, we chose the genre thriller/horror. These two are very similar, yet they still have few differences. So in order to find out our target audience, I did a lot of research and I found out some shocking results. Personally, I'm female and I'm young, so I love watching horror and thriller films. I find it amazing. It excites me. It's never tedious, and it keeps my adrenaline going. But the results we found was completely different. We found on average target audience for horror films was males and quite old, aged 25 to 45. But on average, the target audience for thrillers was still males, but quite young. There was teenagers to young adults, so aged 18 to 30. This difference may be because teenagers and young adults will enjoy to watch thrillers much more, as it will more likely excite them and get the adrenaline going, as thrillers have much more graphic and violent content usually than horrors, which they'll enjoy, whereas the older target audience would be put off. Looking at some BFI statistics, recently box office figures showed how thrillers are quite popular at the moment. Split came out 20th of January, which is a thriller film from Sony Pictures Productions, reached 101.7 million in the box offices. Looking at a range of thrillers, it came across to me that films with a female main character had female target audience. This may be because they had a much more emotional aspect that they could relate to, instead of the typical gruesome, graphic, violent horror thriller films that you usually get nowadays. Since our title sequence relates to Gone Girl and is a similar real media context which we share the same aspect and aspire to be like, we decided that our target audience will be based at young males, both, and females, adults aged around 16 to 30. I think this is the correct target audience for our title sequence, as it isn't too young yet too old, and it's aimed at both genres. So they'll be able to be engaged to it, they'll be able to relate to it, and be able to relate to it. Here are a few examples. I made Facebook profiles for members of our target audience, which our title sequence will be aimed at. It shows their dislikes, lifestyles, occupation, the media they consume, other brands, and is the ideal target audience and target member that we would hope to have.